Here comes the ultimate. This is his main source of damage output. He turns into the black mode and 2.2 million. This guy not only gives your whole team over 100% damage increase, he also murders the enemies. Hello internet, and today we got Mortenax Blade. I like to call him the toilet paper blade because, well, he kind of has that mummy thing going on. We have this guy. First of all, I'm waiting for his animation to appear. It's like the coolest thing. Hold on. Here we go. Check this out. Gosh dang, there's another blade behind him. I don't know if I can see the face. Oh, I actually could. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. So not only we have a blade in this toilet paper cosplay, we have the normal blade, and we also have like the dark blade there. In any case, everything's here from the Creator Experience server. Now with that said, let's just jump in to see what Blade's all about. I'll show you all the text first. Now, all I gotta say about this character is it's actually pretty simple. I know there's a lot of text. It looks like he's really complicated, but it's really simple, and to use him is not that hard at all. Plus, I will say he's one of the most versatile characters ever. Let me see that black blade again. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. It just looks cool, man. Here's the Lightcone. It is not a needed Lightcone at all because he is Nihility. You can always use a lot of the other good Nihility Lightcones. Something like Personal Sweat definitely works. So you can actually have him work even at like, E0 S0. And here's the set. This is not the only set you can use him for. But the Divine Querying something set. This one gets you HP, gets you a lot of like damage output related stuff as well. And it helps your allies too. It's actually fit for Blade, but there are also people who run full wind set with Von Walk for like a pure support Blade. And we're running the Bone Collector set just mainly for the HP increase here. Here are all of the Eidolons. I will say the Eidolons are decent, but you don't need to get them at all for a character like Blade to just function well. Now, I do think if you're missing teams, Blade's a good option to get because look at this. This is the new MOC 12 in the next version. We have 3 nodes now. We've got to be 3 teams. So this is the best time to like pull off some of the older teams if you're only stuck at like 2 teams right now, right? Blade can help one of the older teams, namely Acheron. In fact, he makes Acheron insanely good. So good that it's actually going to be relevant in this like coming version, in my own belief. But while that's it, let's check out the stats though. These are all the stats that I have. We'll jump into the gameplay and bring you through what he's all about. It's pretty simple for him to be used. And here's what we'll be using. Blade, Acheron, Tribi, Hyacinth. Tribi is E1, but she's only got that since dance. It's like the base kit of Tribi. And we'll just jump right in and show you what Blade's all about here. It's gonna make Acheron look incredible, especially with the help of Tribi as well. Let's go in with the Blade. And boom. So to first start us off, Blade's main value will start the moment he gets the ultimate. Once he gets the ultimate, he'll get into like an enhanced state. So we're gonna wait for the ultimate to happen first. In the meantime, let's summon Lil Ika and wreak havoc with this little unicorn. We're gonna go with this. Tribi's gonna attack as well. You're gonna see Blade doing pretty much nothing so far. It's again because he needs to get that ultimate in first. So they're gonna attack Blade. Blade actually has a taunting ability and whatnot. But yep, now we finally have a ultimate. So we're gonna use that. It's gonna enhance himself, and we have our turn here. To check out what the ultimate does, the main thing is that it inflicts Balefire Bind. Balefire Bind is an effect on the enemy where it decreases defense by 30% and increases damage taken by 50. That is a lot. Speaking of which, based on one of his bonus ability, Heart Refined at Infinitum, he gives a further 50% damage out increase for the whole team, and Ultimate Delge additionally increased by 75% as well. You can only get the ultimate damage effect if you have an ally from the Nihility path too, which is why you want to pair someone like an Acheron, which is of the Nihility path, to activate this fully, right? So just by having 2 Nihility characters, it's like having 100% damage out increase. It's really good. Not to mention with this ult, he'll deploy a zone, and he'll be increased. You get some stats here. All his kit will be like more damaging now. Plus, if you check out the talent, when the zone is active, after each attack by an ally, you inflict a Balefire Bind state. You also get 1 charge for Blade. The debuff infliction means that someone like Tribi with a lot of follow-up attacks is going to be able to like, land more Balefire Binds on the enemy. That will count as the debuff for Acheron's ult charge. So it's going to be really good for that regard. Now to understand most of the part, let's just go with Blade here. Enhanced state with the ultimate. Our skill becomes an AoE that does damage. Check out this damage output from this Blade character. Bam. Yeah, I know it's only 200k. It wasn't a lot actually. Did I forget something? Oh, I think I forgot to use the ultimate from this character. No? Yep, I totally forgot, but that's okay, I guess. My main point being Blade's damage output is actually pretty respectable. But yep, now that we have all those damage in, we're gonna actually rack up Acheron's ult charge quite easily because everyone that attacks is gonna land a debuff in the name of Balefire Bind. So it's gonna be fairly easy to get charges that way. You'll also notice every time we attack, look at Blade here. He's gonna get 1 more charge. Now it's 7 out of 9. Here we got Hyacinth. One reason why Hyacinth is good is Hyacinth's attack counts as 1 charge. Lil Ika goes with another, that's 9, and they'll activate activate this follow-up attack that does 300k damage. And that's like the main gameplay loop with Blade here. You want to get his ultimate and enhance all of his kit for damage output, plus he supports the entire team's damage output really well with the crazy amount of damage increase and decreased defense as well. And now we got Blade again. This time allow you to focus on the amount of energy, right? With this skill, I'm gonna get max energy, and I'm gonna actually get 23 of this additional energy here. That's based on his bonus ability where he can accumulate up to 80 overflow energy, so he can actually time his ult, time his energy like consumption well. And the reason is simply this. You see, during Blade's ultimate mode, you actually see this like action bar thingy. This is the Infinite Fury countdown. This is essentially like a Firefly ult. When this takes action, Blade gets out of his ult form and he needs to use it again to get back into the enhanced state. So what you want to do really is just make sure he has the ultimate when it gets out, right? When he gets out of it. During of which though, you can accumulate overflow energy to just save for the next ult. And if you're confident you can keep the ult uptime, you can just use his ult within this enhanced state. What it does is that he does more damage now. A really cool animation, and boom, 1.3 million damage from the Blade. This guy not only gives your whole team like over 100% damage increase, he also murders the enemies. He's just everything now. And yo, look at the map effect. You got all the blades there. It looks really cool, man. And with all that said, that's like pretty much his entire kit. It's really simple. There are like intricacies that I'm missing that I didn't explain at the very least, like how he scales off HP. Like, come on, you know he scales off HP. Okay, maybe you actually didn't know. I guess I'll explain. Oh, I can't check it right now. All right, Acheron, destroy them. By the way, this Acheron is E0S1, and it's doing 1.5 million. So the damage bonus from a Blade and the damage bonus from E1 Tribute is really good, right? That's like a dried out tear on Blade's face there. Dude, the amount of like kind of dark detail with this character now. Was that actually there or was it my screen? I don't even know anymore. But look at this guy. You got that whole burning tattoo. The final thing I guess that I have not yet mentioned is probably with the basic where he can taunt the enemy. During the enhanced state, you also can taunt the enemy basically with the higher odds. But you cannot taunt bosses, so it's not exactly too important. But otherwise though, this will be the gameplay loop. You get into his ult state. Now that he's enhanced, I'm going to use the enhanced version of the skill, which hits everybody. Deals more damage as well. 400k dealt. Here comes the ultimate. This is his main source of damage output. He turns into the black mode and 2.2 million. Oh my gosh, Blade. Let's not forget, in the meantime, because the zone is up, every single one of my allies' attack is going to help Acheron gain stacks because of the Bellfire Bind at least, right? So I'm pretty sure that's how it works at the very least. We're going to go with Acheron, use skill here, get to 7 stacks. I'm going to chain into Tribi as well. We get the follow-up in. Tribi goes in with the ultimate. That should be the 9th stack for Acheron. There we go. So that would be the end of the first phase, I want to say. But let's check out Acheron's damage. This is E0. So this is already really impressive from an E0 Acheron. I would say usually it should take way longer to clear this. Now with Hyacinth, we get 1 stack for Acheron with that hit. Lil Ika goes with the 2nd stack again. Here comes Tribi, 1 stack plus for Acheron. So we're just generating a lot of stacks for Acheron for free, right? Here comes another light attack from the Blade. Because we got enough charges, and I'm using his ult right here because first of all, see this. I know Blade has one more action here before the enhanced state ends. I know I have 75 extra energy overflow here. I can keep up to 80. I think I can get enough for the ultimate again later after this, so I'm just gonna use the ult here to do some massive damage. It'll probably kill. Yep. Freaking 2.3 million, baby. I'm gonna let you attack me because I am very generous like that. Or rather, I want you to like spawn your mobs so I can kill them all. We're gonna spawn cap this guy's Kage Bunshits. We're gonna use Tribi's ultimate. That'll be 1 more charge for the Blade. Blade now gets the skill here. That should be enough for his ultimate, I think. If it's not, I'll look like a massive idiot. Let's go with the skill here. It's not, baby. But yo, guess what? We got Lil Ika and Hyacinth. What we can do here is we'll go for 1 attack here. That'll be 8 charges. Lil Ika goes. That's the 9th charge. That'll be the follow-up attack. And we'll let that action go to end. Now Blade is out of the enhanced state. And we already have the ultimate. We still have overfull energy. That's how we keep his like buff alive, right? You really need that zone alive and you really need him to be enhanced as much as you can. Otherwise, it will kind of suck. Now, by the way, maybe I could have just used the ult anyway and killed them right away. But I don't know if I could kill the boss after that though. So this will be the safer play. In any case, Blade will use the ult here. We're going to enhance ourselves. He's going to actually consume his own HP a little bit. And yeah, I guess I'm thinking if I'm missing anything about his kit. There are a lot of intricacies though that doesn't matter way too much. damage. But with the talent, when the zone is active, he can get attacked more. He decreases his own damage taken and increases incoming healing. You know, those are nice. Oh yeah, by the way, after being attacked, inflicts the Bellfire Bind state on corresponding targets as well. That'll actually help out Acheron gain stacks too. I didn't mention it too much, but basically what I'm saying is Blade with Acheron is like a match made in heaven. It's like the Sunday for a Jingren. I don't know why I just happened to thought about Sunday and Jingren. What is this, version 2, bro? All right, we're doing 600 cal on a single target. That's pretty nice. Now, we are not gonna get the 0 cycle clear, but this is guaranteed 1 cycle, right? For an E0S1 Acheron, a 1-turn clear is pretty solid in my opinion, even against a boss like this where it's pretty suited for Acheron, I would say. All right, so with Blade, now we get the enhanced skill. Let's go and do that against one enemy. You're not doing too much with that skill specifically, but he'll do a lot with the ultimate specifically. The follow attack though does pretty decent. Yep, 200k. You're gonna get into the mode again. That just means I get to spawn camp your kids, send them back to death, bro, and that'll probably murder everything, or you can live at 1%. Nice. This will probably kill you now. Come on, please. Bang. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how you would use a Blade with Acheron. This is the best like option for using Blade, but this is not the only way to use Blade. 100%. First of all, let's just talk about this team. So just really quickly to show the rest of the stats, we got Acheron here. This is a pretty basic Acheron that's completely built, but the more important thing is that, well, there's no Eidolons there. Yeah, I realized I forgot to show like a lot of the Blade's main stat as well. But here are the Relics main stat on the Blade, which is pretty normal. You're trying to get high crit rate, crit damage. Do understand though, you don't need max out crit rate because he does get 20% in the enhanced alt state. Here's the Trivy. It's a really normal Trivy, except she does have E1, but you know, we don't have her signature. And here's the Hyacinth. It's a really standard Hyacinth, no Eidolons either. If we do consider Eidolons like E2 Acheron, dude, this team's gonna shine even more. And yeah, this is not even just the main way to use Blade. You can also use it as a main damage healer or someone alongside Asheville, which all of that I'll showcase soon in the channel. Do follow along if you'd like that. With Acheron, especially with a lot of Acheron fans, when you get E2, combining E2 Acheron with a Blade, even at E0S0, is going to be a really strong experience. You're going to probably find Acheron being one of the best teams. It's not going to be better than the peak, you know, perfect Elation Squad or Remembrance teams, but it'll actually be up there. This won't be a team that you would think that, you know, holds yourself back. It'll be a strong team, especially after E2. It's thanks to how Blade has so many, like, consistent debuff application. Every one of your attacks, flop attacks, or, like, attacks can land more debuffs for Acheron to get more ultimate. If the enemy attacks Blade, you also get the Bellfire Bind on them as well. All of it will count towards Acheron's ultimate, plus you get an insane amount of like damage increases from Blade, especially with this bonus ability. It's designed for Acheron in mind. All damage dealt by allies increased by 75%. That's for Acheron, right? Well, at least mainly for her. So, and with the criteria being like nihility as well, which Acheron is, so it's like a match made in heaven. This is just perfect for Acheron. This gets you wondering, maybe Acheron is due in time for a buff in the future where they release Blade here, so Acheron getting buffed maybe in the future. I'm not sure. We might actually see her back being like one of the greatest characters again, just like how Firefly was. Suddenly she was like really good for like a week or two, maybe even right now. I'm not exactly sure, but this would be the base option for like, you know, using a Blade well. But there are so many other options. I'm gonna show you, right? You can use him with Asheville, and you would notice there's no nihility characters here. First of all, you can use someone like a Weld if you want to, but second of all, if you don't have nihility characters, Mortenax Blade himself would get 75% damage dealt increase instead. So he has the ability to be the main damage dealer too, which is why you have a team like this. And this team actually makes a lot of sense. Asheville attacks a lot. Everybody here attacks a lot. All of them is going to get more stacks, more Bellfire Binds, more charges for Blade to just do more damage, right? Plus Asheville has that crit damage buff as well. It's going to help Blade. If not, Asheville, we can just use him with like just buffers like these, over buffing that Blade and giving him a lot of damage. It's going to actually function nicely. You can also use him with something out of the ordinary like this. A hunt character that's single target with a lot of damage instances like Archer. Getting the double nihility criteria with Welt on the team with Blade as well. Welt being the sustain Welt. You can probably set up a really fun one-shot team with this. You can also use the Blade Welt combo in any team, and some of the times, most of the times, they'll just work. If you really want a healer, you can just get rid of Welt and that'll still work out. Blade can still work as sort of just a defense reducer and damage dealt increaser. He still works for that regard, and he still has good damage for himself. So in conclusion, if you're a really big fan of Acheron, this Blade character is someone you want to pick up. If you are missing that third team and you want instantaneous, like a team that's workable, then Blade becomes an option for you. He can work with a lot of other like teams for sure. Just as like a general character, right? Just by using this like alt zone, you're already getting a lot of value from this. For pure meta chasers though, do you need him to like compete with the best meta teams? I would say no. You won't be seeing Blade suddenly making the whole Elation meta obsolete. No way. But is he a strong character? A solid character? I think so, yes. Do you need him to be able to play Honkai Star Rail fine though? Absolutely not. He's not exactly like, oh, you gotta pull or you're gonna fall behind. So that's my take on Blade. I'll be testing out a lot more fun ideas like the well idea. I cannot wait for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Toilet Paper Blade signing out. Take care.